KEYC News Now to Go is sponsored by River's Edge Hospital and Clinic. People caring for people.
Moments like these make life worth living. River's Edge Hospital and Clinic is your partner in taking control of your own health. Take your steps towards a lasting tomorrow. River's Edge Hospital.
Hello, and thanks for joining us for this KEYC News Now to Go update. I'm Jackson Jerk. In a few minutes, I'll be joined by First Alert meteorologist Caitlin Lohr with a look at today's forecast and the weekend ahead. Today, lifelong Southern Minnesotan and Democrat Jake Johnson announces his campaign for Congress to run against current Representative Brad Finstad. In Minnesota's 1st District, a partial quote from Johnson in his press release this morning: "Teaching in Rochester Public Schools for the last 19 years has been the joy of my professional life. But seeing the destruction and chaos coming out of Washington has pushed me to do more to make sure my students can thrive in southern Minnesota." Finstad announced in early March he was seeking re-election for a 3rd term. Continuing in local news, MnDOT is making a change to an intersection on the south side of St. Peter to improve safety that began yesterday. The Highway 169 intersection with South Washington Avenue will have left turn restrictions. Northbound 169 drivers won't be able to turn left onto Washington Avenue, and drivers on Washington Avenue won't be able to turn onto northbound 169. The changes are due to the intersection's poor safety performance, with 13 crashes in the past 10 years, 3 of which resulted in 5 deaths. MnDOT also says the overwhelming majority of crashes involved left turns. The Board of Trustees of the Minnesota State Colleges and Universities has named a new president of South Central College. Dr. Ritu Raju will serve as the next president of the college. She has 2 decades of higher education experience in both administration and teaching. She is currently president and CEO at Gateway Technical College in Wisconsin. She will start at SEC July 1st. Raju was one of 4 finalists for the job to replace Dr. Annette Parker, who announced her retirement last fall. South Central College has a campus in North Mankato and Faribault. Well, the Mankato Salvation Army is once again hosting a community meal this Easter. The menu will include homestyle comfort foods like biscuits and gravy, sausage links, blueberry muffins, fruit and eggs, and more. There will also be fellowship, live music, biblical preachings, and children's activities. Doors of the dining room will open on Sunday at 10 a.m. with all the activities to follow. Doors will close promptly at 11 a.m. This will be a dine-in experience only with no to-go options available. Well, the Waseca Police Department has created an award named after an officer wounded in the line of duty. The officer, Eric Madsen Legacy Service Award, is named in honor of Madsen, who was critically injured in a shooting while on duty in January of 2020. That shooting left him with a traumatic brain injury and forced him to medically retire. The Waseca Police Department says the criteria for the award is based on positive character traits Officer Madsen exemplified during his career: cooperative spirit, community engagement, and willingness to improve oneself. The department expects to present the first Officer Eric Madsen Legacy Service Award at a recognition event later this year. Special stuff there, Caitlin Lohr joining me at the desk now to talk about a First Alert Day. We haven't had one in a while. I see that you got your thunderstorms, rainstorm earring on. I like it a lot. That's going to be the trait for this evening at least. It should be good up until about 5 o'clock tonight. Am I right?
Yeah, give or take a couple of hours, because sometimes those storms will develop a little earlier. But I will say, definitely take advantage of the warm weather we have up until then. But if you do so, please have a way to get those alerts and notifications on your phone. So that way, if you are out and about enjoying the warmer temperatures, you're able to get to safety and shelter before it's too late. And I'm not talking about seeking shelter from a tornado per se. We're not really concerned about a tornado in our area, though down to the far south and west of us, closer to Omaha, maybe they are concerned about the tornado risk. Our tornado risk is very, 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 very low. It's not totally non-existent, it's just very low. So we're not primarily concerned about that. We won't let our guard down about it though, don't worry. We're not gonna just ignore the fact that there could be one, but our main concern actually comes from hail threat today and that wind threat. As you can see, we are in a medium risk in this orange here. Now, if you were watching early this morning, it was a little bit different looking, and this has shifted both north and expanded eastward a little bit. So more of the area from southern Minnesota is now included in that medium risk, where earlier this morning, more of the southern Minnesota area was actually in this low or yellow risk there. So we're seeing this kind of get expanded more into the area, which is showing that we are looking at a better risk or a better threat for those storms to really develop in our area. And part of that is because of the warmer temperatures and the winds coming out of the southeast, bringing that warmth and that moisture to our area. Now, like I said, the biggest threat that we are looking at is hail. Down to the south of us, we have this black striped box, and that's what we considered a significant hail risk, what we call a hatched risk. You never, ever want to not only see that box, but you don't want to be in that box for any of our risks, whether it's wind, hail, or a tornado risk. In that box, we are likely to see significant hail, meaning damaging hail. If you are outside when those thunderstorms develop, it is going to be too late. You need to make sure your eyes are on the skies for those of you that are in northern Iowa. As you can see, southern Minnesota is still in that medium risk, but not quite that hatched risk. It is still close enough to home that we are going to closely watch what we could see with the hail later this afternoon. And as we take a look at the futurecast, we're going to see cloudy skies with those thunderstorms developing anytime between 3 and 4 o'clock this afternoon. That's when they're going to start developing. Between 4 and 5 o'clock this afternoon is when they're really going to start kind of releasing what they're going to be growing into for the area. That could be damaging winds of 50 miles an hour or greater, large hail up to an inch in diameter or larger. And I'm going to tell you that those areas in northern Iowa, looking at hail larger than an inch in diameter. Yes, that tornado risk, like I said, very, very low, but we're not going to completely rule one out from happening. We'll see most of that clear up by about 10 o'clock tonight, but a couple isolated thunderstorms may move through the area after midnight. Those will diminish at about 5 o'clock tomorrow morning, leaving behind mostly cloudy skies for tomorrow. The good news is we're looking at some much needed rain brought to the area once again, anywhere from a half an inch up to an inch possible. Highest totals will coincide with where those thunderstorms go. More good news, the drought monitor was updated this morning. We're seeing more improvements around the Twin Cities, less tan, more yellow down here in southern Minnesota and northern Iowa. We want to continue seeing these colors go away and see more of that earth-like color underneath the map. 73 for the high today with those strong to severe storms possible. Isolated chances tonight with a low of 44 degrees by tomorrow morning. Mostly cloudy with low 50s in store for tomorrow because today's storms are associated with the cold front. At least it is only today we have to worry about. We are looking at storms with some showers for Easter Sunday, so make your plans accordingly. Next week a little bit warmer with 60s in the forecast, and of course another chance of rain on Tuesday.
And Caitlin, before you know it, it's going to be May.
It's crazy.
Like, should I not say it, or should
that forecast goes up to like the 24th of April, and I'm just sitting here and thinking to myself, we are already. Where did it go?
Gone.
Where did it go?
Just like that.
I guess I slept on it.
Well. All right, well, thank you very much, Caitlin. We're going to transition into some sports now. The race for the NSIC softball regular season title is coming down to the wire. Minnesota State controls its own destiny for the chip with only a handful of games remaining. Sports director Rob Clark brings us the story.
It is our last year, so we do want to go out on the highest note we can.
For the 6 seniors on MSU, the focus is getting back to the national tournament after the team missed out in 2023 and 2024. But first, the group is focusing on the task at hand as the Mavericks embark on the final 6 games of regular season action. Included in those matchups is a series against Augustana, the team ahead of MSU in the conference standings. Only one game separates the two teams. MSU is in play for the conference title, largely in part to contributions coming from all over the roster.
Every game, every day, it's somebody else stepping up and doing it. It's a group of good athletes that are just playing well together, having fun, and playing with confidence, and that Maverick grit that we talk about, and that Maverick heart.
The team's offense is getting the job done in a variety of ways, with the group hitting around 300 on the year, scoring on average more than 5 runs per game.
We find ways to get on. Whether we bunt, whether we get on by an error, we're running through things, hitting base hits, hitting doubles, hitting gaps.
Paired the production from the lineup with a pitching staff that boasts an ERA of 2.15 And it's no surprise MSU is one of the top teams in the NSIC.
Pitchers start us off really well. They've thrown excellent games. Bree Stone has had so many really well-pitched games.
Stone's 1.43 earned run average leads the group along with her 11 wins. The reigning NSIC Pitcher of the Week is shining in her final collegiate season with a whip of 1.05.
I think we do a really good job of our coaching staff having a good pitch calling for those hitters and calling the pitches to those spots. And then I think also just always mixing it up, never throwing it in the same spot too many times.
MSU will lean on Stone and the rest of the pitching staff for these crucial games down the stretch in what's a challenging conference schedule.
I think every year it kind of just shows anybody can beat anybody. There's a lot of games even this season so far that you've been surprised somebody will beat somebody because it's just overall really tough competition.
The first test for MSU coming up is a couple of games against Wayne State this Friday.
And tune in to Maverick Insider tonight, where Rob Clark and Haley McCormick will have more with the MSU softball team. How about that? So thank you very much, Caitlin. We appreciate it. And thanks to you guys for watching this KEYC News Now to Go update. Stay with KEYC News Now for the latest local news, weather, and sports on our website.
And be sure to download the free KEYC News and Weather apps for the latest headlines and forecast.